Just being earnest. Just being earnest.
This podcast is brought to you by the one and only Kong Beer Bomb.
I'm not mad at a dirty pair of Jordans.
You seen those ones this week? It was like the Dior, the ones that are going for like $7,000.
Oh, yeah.
Distressed them.
Yes.
So they look like they were from 1985. I thought, part of me was like, that's kind of cool. Other part was like, dude, just wear them for 30 years.
Right.
You know, and they'll look that cool.
Yeah. But then imagine how dope that'll be in 30 years when, if the price goes up, the worse they get.
There's a kid, check this out, Dylan Ratner, and he's got like the best collection of like in shape Ratner. Yeah, dude, like from 1985. I'm turning into such a dork when I see something on his page. I'll be like, dude, did you have those in a refrigerator? But it's for real, like these, like from 85.
Oh my God.
And it's seriously like they've been kept in a humidor.
Just unworn, sit in a box somewhere.
Yeah, but even if like I've got shoes that I'll do that with and they rot out because you leave in the attic and it gets like hot, cold.
The quality was better then too, I believe.
Yeah, it's insane. And some of these things, I'll find one that has like a hang tag. Yeah, those ones at the top that have the freaking tag still hanging.
Oh my gosh. Papers just Yo, what are these on the bottom?
Little babies?
Oh, is that what those are? Are those just baby Jordans?
Like Jordan wrestling shoes.
Those are hard. Yeah, my mom went and found my first pair of Jordans the other day. They're like that big.
Oh.
And there's a picture of me wearing them. I think they're 13s, Jordan 13s, little baby booties. And because I'm going to give them to my son. They will be my son's first pair of Jordans.
My mom was going through pictures recently. She's like, I found all your old, I saw all these pictures of you when you first got into sneakers. Do you still have those Jordans? And I was like, no, I cut the freaking collar off of them. Like mine were 5s and the black 5s, and I cut the collar off. So they were lows. And I was like, a little ahead of the curve.
You cut the tops off of your...
I just wore them completely out. I'm the guy who would like stab out the air bubble and cut the air bubble out.
Oh my God. Why did you...
Stick your finger in there.
Why did you do that to your Jordans?
Like 10 years old.
Destructive kid.
Oh, dude, we were the same kids who'd pump a Reebok pump like 500 times.
Yeah.
Just to see if it blew up.
Dude. Yo, the Reebok pumps. I had a pair of those.
Yeah. How crazy is this? They're talking about Master P and Baron Davis are in talks to buy Reebok.
Whoa.
Oh, dude, they're about to have some crazy shoes.
It's $2 billion, which is a lot, but it's also like Master P is in on the conversation.
Right.
You know, he's very, very successful, but at the same time, it's like, I know some people.
Yeah. we can come up with some shoe ideas.
Put some shit together for $2 billion.
There's just nothing more classic than just the all white Reebok, dude. Like the 1970s. Yeah.
With there was like the original with the basketball pump. Then they had the tennis ball pump ones.
Yes, those are the ones I had.
What am I looking up here? I love that. I just forget everything.
Oh yeah. Well,
there's a tennis ball pump one right there.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, that green one in the middle.
Here.
Oh, cool. So you have like, this is awesome. You have recall like a
man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
If you dream it, you can do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna text my wife. Somebody quit talking to me for a minute.
Though I love the purple and orange ones. Right below you there. Yeah, those. Is that purple and orange? Or is that black and orange?
That's the black and orange.
Those are hard.
There was then the ones up there, the street ball.
Ooh, and the turquoise ones. Those are so sick. Yo.
Bring them back. They brought them back a few years ago.
What shoes did I have for forever and I wish I didn't lose them? I had the Ewings, bro.
Oh, nice.
Patrick Ewings.
Those are back, I think.
Yeah, they got them that's what I mean. I had those like 3 years ago. Okay. I got them at Flight Club. Yeah, they were the black and white Ewings.
Oh, yeah. I could sit here all day.
We could.
I got the Sneaker Freaker Bible for Christmas. My sister finally got it for me, and it moved up like it was kind of internally Sneaker Freaker and they Taschen, that book publisher, I guess, bought in on it. God dang. And that's a huge deal. It's like they do stuff on major topics that have it on.
You got your affairs in order?
Yes, we're cut off. My wife's on. She can bypass the firewall because she's on my
Oh,
special
gotcha.
list.
Yeah, the favorites.
I'm like, hey, stop it.
Hey, don't abuse your powers of firewall access.
Hey,
Okay.
you stop.
Yeah. Well, we've been rolling on the podcast. I like talking about shoes with you, Ward. I've known you for six years.
Yeah,
About.
I didn't even think about going back and seeing when the first time you played Whiskey Jam was, but yeah, probably around there.
It had to have been 2014.
14, 15. I know it was, you played the Basement East,
Yeah.
and that was in like the 15, 16 years.
Yeah.
Little shaved head, little buzz cut.
Yeah. That was me.
Little Eminem shine. You
Yeah.
had a crowd of all-stars in the audience watching you. Your peers were, it's funny, and y'all have grown up together, but it's like, looking at that crowd, I remember seeing them look at you singing these songs along. It's like all our favorites from high school. And it's like these guys are super famous now.
Yeah. The friend group. Yeah, that guy right there, probably.
Yes,
December 6th, December 6th, 2016.
nice. Oh yeah,
Wow.
look at
That's
that
the
jacket.
flyer for that.
Is that cross colors?
Yeah, BK gave me that. An Indian chief gave it to him in New Mexico, and it was
Oh,
too
dang.
small for him, and he gave it to me. And then it rained for 40 days and 40 nights.
Coincidence.
And then it rained.
Yeah. No, I loved that jacket. I think I got some red 4s on right there.
Those are special.
Some
patent leather.
slick red
Oh, yeah.
4s. Yeah.
Nice ensemble.
Nice. But yeah,
Shoes.
that guy. But the friend group, dude, like all of us from Jump, it's crazy.
Oh yeah. Well, in the early days when you were coming around playing Whiskey Jam, and it was like Mitchell in the audience, and he and Dallas were writing all their songs, and Devin was in the same mix, and like, I mean, even the writers that I'm not familiar with that were hanging around
Yes.
the artist group, it just was boys. I love that.
Yeah. That's what's been, I don't know. Whiskey Jam, we don't have to talk long about it, but we could, obviously. You started an empire with Whiskey Jam.
Nice.
And you have. Everybody that comes through Nashville, it's almost like a way of passage, so to speak, like a rite of passage where it's like, yo, you're in Nashville, you're in the music scene, Whiskey Jam, dude. And it's like a lot of people's first time. That's like some people's first show in Nashville. That's a big moment for people.
It's been fun to see and hear that people who I'll meet and I'll just assume like, hey, you should play my show. I have a writer's night, whatever. I still kind of think of it like that. And they'll go, man, I appreciate it, but that's been on my list. You know, I want to make sure I do it big. I was like, and me, I'm just going, dude, this is like not a big deal. This is the show we've done hundreds and hundreds of, and I've seen people bomb, and I've bombed myself and whatever. It's just a lot of fun. But yeah, it's cool to see people hold it on that pedestal or put it on a pedestal and hold it in a high regard, even in the crowd. Like I got a message today, somebody saying, hey, just want to make sure that you guys were up and running during the shutdown. And this is one of our bucket list things. So like, this is your bucket list? It's like, I hope you got a big bucket.
Yeah, if you got a
plenty
big
of
bucket, you need more
other stuff
of it.
in there.
No, but I get why though. I mean, there's a reason Lion wraps around it, special moment. But I think we were talking about community, and that was how the Whiskey Jam it's a Whiskey Jam family. I think it's like everybody. It is like what you post this year, how many nominations or whatever came through, Grammy noms.
Oh, dude, it was crazy. Shoot, I think it was a dozen this year.
That's wild.
Yeah.
But that's the Whiskey Jam family.
And it's funny because as we grow, like, what was I thinking the other day? I had a profound thought that we've just been at it long enough that cumulatively over the years, we're about to hit 10 years, we have seen so many great artists come through. You get into the thousands of artists, some of those people are gonna just statistically pop off.
Right.
And so if you had just started off and you're trying to make these lists and trying to make things sound cool, whatever, it's like, it'll happen, you know, like, not to be corny, but trust the process. And our process would just be there, be aware, up and running, and be, I guess, really welcoming and open to whoever wanted to come through. Because I don't know what makes a hit song. If I did, I would have stopped doing Whiskey Jam and started like a publisher or management. So I'm along for the ride, and we have lucked into some of these situations where it's like, yeah, you get Maren Morris come through in 2015 singing the songs that are going to be on Girl.
Right.
Or what was the first record? Hero. Yeah, you get like you and Morgan and Mitchell, and the list goes truly on and on.
Yeah.
And just like, it was just a night,
Yeah. Well, it's a night to remember.
Yeah. In some cases.
How'd the whole thing come about? It was one of the first things that I heard of when I moved here in 2015. It was one of the first things that I heard of is like, oh, have you been to Whiskey Jam yet?
Yep.
We started in 2011, and it was Josh Hogue and myself. We spent a lot of time drinking at Losers, really, in the days that we should have
Heard that.
Guilty.
been writing songs. I remember sitting out on the patio and yelling up at the lone apartment building in that part of town, just really foolish stuff. But we spent so much time there, got into the winter and football season. We were spending a lot of time at Winters watching NFL. And so the football season started coming to an end. We're like, man, I want to still hang out here. Maybe we can talk them into, I don't know, like a pitcher of beer or a bar tab in exchange for a night of music. Because I was doing cover gigs on 3 or 4 nights a week at that point, and Josh knew a lot of people. So we kind of combined that. And yeah, it blew up immediately because it was in a weird spot. It was kind of we slipped the gap as far as social media. Twitter was around, but text messaging was still such a big deal. BlackBerry Messenger and those group chats were like the original group chats were such a big thing. And so we just got on the phone like, hey, come hang out with us and our buddies. And we invited all our friends. And at that point in time, there was so many talented young people. And on a Monday night, there was nothing much else going on. They just kind of showed up, and the foundation was built so early to be so fun and cool, and we just rode that out for a couple of years. And at that point, it was set. But yeah, it really originated out of like wanting to hang out with our friends and party on a Monday, and the people that were around to do it ended up being some of the more, I guess,
The folks.
influential up and comers.
Was it immediately every Monday? Or have you done it every week since first week up until quarantine?
Yeah, we had. I don't even know how it came about. We were out of town in Chicago for the weekend, and we're coming back. We're like, let's just do that thing tonight. Monday night's a good night because everybody's off the road.
Yeah,
that was the justification. So
that's right.
You really did. I mean, it was initially going to be invite a bunch of writers and invite a bunch of artists and band touring musicians, so drummers and guitarists and bass players, and we would have the stuff there, and they could just hop up and play. So if say Chris Young wanted to get up and play, then Keo Stroud and Eddie Robinson could play drums and guitar, backing him up, and everybody was friends. It immediately evolved past that. After the first night, it was like, okay, this is crazy because you got a room full of everybody, and you want to hear everybody sing, you want to hear everybody play, everybody wants to get their chance. Like, okay, as much as we didn't want this to be like a come and sign your name up, we're going to have to schedule it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just kind of worked out to where Monday night was the move. And after we got going for a little while, it's funny. When we started out, I was like, this is so cool. And then a couple months into it, I was like, this will never last. So I quit keeping records of who played. And there's like a little blank spot from probably March to May in our real formative early days. And that was those days when like The Fray and One Republic would come out and stuff, like crazy stuff would happen because it was still so incredibly underground and new. And after that initial kind of craziness in the blind spot that I've got on my records, I was like, okay, this is a serious deal. I've been around town long enough to know that this is something special, and it's honestly been 9.5 years since then, just trying to maintain that, like keep that bubble in the air, keep it going, keep it cool.
It's so awesome. I mean, yeah, I was honored the first time I got to play Whiskey Jam because obviously me and Mitchell have been writing a ton of songs or whatever, and I psyched myself up for that too. We're rehearsing all that, and I probably bombed, but I was probably rapping on acoustic guitar or something like that.
Well, it's so much fun, man, and it's over before you know it. It's 3 songs. There's like little. It's great because if you do screw up, nobody's gonna really remember it,
right?
But if you do awesome, it's like it's the Costanza thing. You leave them laughing. You have just enough to give them like, oh my gosh. want to hear more of that. I want to hear that same thing over and over again.
Right.
It's like, sorry, we got to go, you know?
Yeah. Oh, what was I going to say? Blame the fucking other 3/4 of this guy. I completely forget what I was about to. Oh. Cool moment for me in Whiskey Jam was the last time I played there. That was the first time like everybody in there knew some of the songs I've written, and that was like one of the cooler shows. I just got done playing opening for Chris all year, come back, play Whiskey Jam, and that was one of the coolest moments of all.
That was one of the coolest shows for us. We had been shut down since March 15th, and I saw this moment 3 months later. I was like, it's June 15th, 615, the area code, all the stars aligned, just completely, I don't know, not ignoring. We were just hoping the best, fingers crossed about the actual cultural, social, medical situation in the world.
Right.
And so everybody was in the same boat as me. Like, okay, 3 months is enough. Let's get out and party. And we tried to be good, but it was like, it was a big realization on that night because I had you and Travis Denning, who like had the #1 song in the world at that point.
Yeah.
Lainey Wilson, a really great like star-studded lineup, and I'm trying to keep it distance crowd and stuff. And you start playing Heartless. I was like, I can't make people sit down. So, my wife and I looking at each other, we're like, we're gonna have to stop it. It'll be a few more months.
Were people supposed to be seated? Was that the deal?
Yeah, but it's like there was no stopping you. And there was an old lady up front waiting for Travis all day long. She had her face covered up with her hand. She's like, I'm like, listen, I'm trying to.
Not only is that not working, that's not good for you. Like rule number 1, don't touch your face, and you're over here just breathing hand.
Right.
Whoops, sorry, dude. My favorite is the boomerang pictures of dropping the mask and putting it back, or taking the mask off to order. I saw some lady do this at the clubhouse one day, bro. This like probably 65-year-old like super rich lady, like blue hair. Anyways, she comes in, has her mask on, and goes, "So-and-so table of 4," and I'm like, "What are you doing?" The lady's like, "Okay," so she start walking to the table, and I watched her 3 more times pull her mask down to talk to the lady. It's like defeating purposes.
Yeah, I like the one that has the person with cut the hole out of theirs.
Yes.
Like, oh, what'd you do that for? It just makes it easier to breathe.
Yes, yeah, it makes it easier. Thank you for that.
And man, I hate to make light of any of it, but there is so much stuff like that goes on, and it's been going on. And it's like, man, we just kind of accepted it pretty much after that show when you played, when everybody was like you're saying, that was a huge moment for you. You know, they're singing the words back. You could have put the guitar down, and they're singing Heartless back to you. It's like, okay, this is too cool. We wanted that moment. You know, we wanted that experience for you and for the crowd. You know, so we're kind of evolved into this situation now where it's just doing the best we can, a little bit more subdued, laid back, more attention, focus on the stuff, but or the craft and the art and the song. But lost a little bit of the soul there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in the recent ones.
Yeah. It has been unique because you do have this focus, so somebody can get up there with an acoustic guitar and sing a song that you're like, oh wow, I can really.
So it's more right around vibes than party show vibes.
Which is crazy because the real reason we started is because the writers' rounds in town were so boring. And we're like, I don't want to sit up there and wait for the next guy to get done, so the next guy can get done so I can finally play my cool songs. You know?
Yeah.
There was a lot of that, and there still probably exists that tension where you're like, it's a me thing. We're like, we don't want that. We want us.
Yes.
Just
man, writers' rounds are totally that way. I feel that too. I do some. I don't do near as many as I used to do, obviously.
Yeah.
But I'm like everybody that's in a writer's round. Like, I love playing my songs on acoustic guitar.
I know.
And I don't hate anybody else playing their song on acoustic guitar, but there is a lot of waiting involved.
I can't see you in a writer's round.
I'm fine in a writer's round. It's just charisma, all that. But
yeah, when it's your turn to talk though, but the sitting there doing nothing.
I talk over people. Yeah. And you know this. Who is it? Joey Hyde, dude. Joey Hyde, you make my mouth look sparkly clean, dude. In a writer's round, we were in Key West. It was Joey Hyde, Chris Lane, and me, and we're like playing by the pool, and there's so many people, and Joey Hyde's like saying FGD pussy ass da 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 like talk, and I've like overheard consciously lately, or up at that point I was like, I'm gonna try to say fuck less on microphones in like whatever, just trying it out. And then Joey was just a sailor, dude. And Chris Lane, who has I've heard him cuss once at his band.
Really?
Yeah.
Good
Chris, I heard you. Yeah, he can't. Yeah, it felt good, dude. I was like, yeah, dude, it fired me up. Chris gets off side stage. He goes, you gotta be fucking kidding me. They fucking suck. And then he puts his in-ears back in and he goes, all right. And like jogs back out there, and I'm standing side stage. I'm like, damn, he's got that in him.
Yeah. That's like you see your parents cuss or flip out every now and then, or like slam a door, and it just leaves an impression on your soul forever.
Yeah, parents scolding hits different after you've seen them hit something.
Well, it really is like the more low key the parent, the more impressive the outbursts are.
Oh yeah,
my parents are really nice and calm and patient with us, and you knew it was serious business. So yeah, Chris, they're having a baby, right?
Yep, they're like 6 weeks behind us.
He's gonna be that dad who's just real nice and patient all the time. And then one time it's like 9 years old, and he's gonna be like, "You gotta be fucking kidding me!"
I guarantee it. And probably Chris, dude, love Chris. We're about to be in the islands together.
Nice.
Do you have any blow ups at Whiskey Jam? Do you have any
blow at Whiskey Jam? Is that what you said?
Do you have any blow ups at Whiskey Jam?
Have I had anybody freak out there, or have I
like fights or anything?
Man, I'm like the most even keeled dude, or not even keel. I guess my keel can go either way, and I'm not gonna get too fired up.
You have a flexible keel.
Yeah, my keel, dude. It's like it takes a lot to upset me. But I bartended at Tin Roof for 11 years. You know,
yes,
it's like. Your patience. I got 4 kids. It grows. It's like, it takes a lot to knock me off. But man, a couple times people would just be like yelling at the stage. Obviously, first time at Whiskey Jam, didn't know what was going on, yelling out cover songs or whatever. And
Freebird.
Yeah. Or like repeatedly asking for things, or what gets me is when there's like a really drunk person up front asking me to do something. And, you know, like I flipped out a couple times, but nobody wants to see that ever. So
you probably snap pretty hard too.
It was like it's always like hey, you're done. You can never come back to this bar ever again. You know, it's not like hey man, go outside and cool off. You know, I remember seeing Seinfeld talk about dealing with hecklers, and I was like, man, I should like read his book or something, because
dude,
it was like you have to be in control of the situation and manipulate this feeble-minded person that's heckling you. I'm instead like, once you knock me off that keel, what is the keel that is even? Is it a boat? It's like a canoe.
What is a keel? Isn't that like the exercise girls do to keep their shit tied?
Kegels.
Kegels.
The keel, it must be like a boat reference. And
keel.
Yeah, I have a very wide canoe.
I will kill you. Bitch, I will kill you.
When you knock me off that keel, then I'm just in the water, and it's like, you can never come back here ever again. Even keeled.
Even keel.
That's just what it means. I can't find the origin. I'm looking for it.
I think keeled means balanced in like Israel.
I think the boat is a good guess.
Yeah,
it's gotta be, dude. Such a sailor term.
One of my favorite classes from school is etymology, and just kind of not even knowing what it means, but knowing that you can pick it apart and figure it out. I love teaching my kids that now. Vessel's keel. Oh, that's right.
Get the guards on the keel.
So the keel, it's like the hold.
You want to read that, Ern?
This term, used figuratively since the mid-1800s, alludes to keeping a vessel's keel in a level position, assuring smooth sailing.
See? Yeah, that's all full of little it's the little phrases.
It's the spine on the bottom of the boat.
Little figure of speech. It's going to be smooth sailing at Whiskey Jam tonight unless you knock me off my keel.
Don't knock me off of my keel.
Somebody's going to get keeled. Yeah.
Hey. Have you ever been in a fist fight?
Oh, gosh. Like straight up, I'm not illegally
Spouse
allowed to talk
count.
about it. Not many. No, not many. But yeah, there is that moment when you like get your bell rung. It's like, what? Where am I?
Yeah.
You know?
The little ring.
Lose your gravity and your nose start just buzzing.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like fighting. That part hurts.
Getting hit sucks. yeah. Hitting is okay. Even that hurts. When did you move to Nashville?
I moved here in 2003 after going to college at University of Tennessee. I went to.
I didn't know you were a Vol.
Yeah, go Vols. I've been back like 2 times since I graduated. Yeah, I was real active when I was there.
You got your fix. Yeah, you got your fix.
Oh, dude, yeah, you go. I got there in '99, the year after they won the national championship, and it was just like a sharp. What teams do after they win a national championship? They're like, well, whatever.
Yeah,
got that one.
Yeah,
hang the jerseys and yeah, let's
pour the beer.
Let's lose for 20 years.
yeah. The curse is set.
Yeah, so I went back home to Memphis for a few months and lifeguarded and did all the things you do with a full college degree. And I was like, man, I got to move over here. And so I came and got a job at Amerigo, my first job ever.
Love them. Over on West End.
Yep. And I worked there for 2 weeks. The training phase, you work training period for 2 weeks and you get paid. And then they told me I had to dry clean my shirt every day. And I was like, you mean I got to spend $2 every day to come to work?
Yeah.
You out of your mind.
So I'm paying to go to this place?
Pay to work? What is this bull? And meanwhile, like people that have worked at Amerigo for straight up since the bartender that's there is still there from when I was training because apparently it's a nice place to work.
Oh my gosh.
I couldn't starch my dang button down. Anyway, I went over to work at Otter's Chicken Tenders. You know Otter's.
I know Otter's and I miss Otter's sauce, dude.
Yeah, man.
Otter's sauce is better than Zaxby's sauce or McDougal's sauce.
I love McDougal's. Those guys are great. But there was something about the care and the passion that went into Otter's food because it was run by a bunch of 20-something-year-old party guys. And we just go out every night and come in like, committed our lives to frying this chicken, and it's going to get done.
We will have the best chicken in the city, state, and nation.
Yeah, and we will throw the best parties after the place is closed. But during the day, man, it was fun.
Did y'all throw parties inside the Otters?
So
hey, that was not a no.
Yeah. So I doubt they might be out there listening. Steve Stewart, Talbot, it was some of the best times of my life. I'm sure it was yours too. But the Tin Roof is where the Tin Roof still is on Demumbrian at the end of the little strip there, and Otters is in the middle where
that was when I was in high school.
It's where Live Oak is now. I think Live Oak.
Yes.
No, it's Just Love, the coffee place was Otters. And we would wrap it up at Tin Roof, and occasionally we would go down to Otters and
fry some late night chicken.
Have some chicken, have a couple of Abitas.
Oh my God.
And it was incredible. But then that put the pressure on me. Obviously shut the bar down, frying chicken at Otters at 3:00. I ought to be back at 8 a.m. So go home
to fry chicken.
Sleep, go home and to come back to clean up my mess and like filter the fryers. It was fun though. Like big hit with the party crowd. Like, oh man, where do we gotta go home? No guys, you ring-a-ling-a-ling. Like I got the keys. Fried chicken restaurant?
You did this. I was like, I got the key bumps. Oh, you got the key? Oh, the keys. Yeah. No, I'm gonna go home.
Got a key?
Oh man, dude. I worked at the Donut Den. That was my
no joke.
That was my civilian job.
Is it still open?
Yeah.
It's protected probably.
Yes.
It's in the Station Inn realm.
That's a landmark.
You could build they have damn near built a giant 20-story whatever. What is that?
Man, it's a great apartment complex, I guess. There's a bar top. There's a bar on top of it. Santo at the bottom, which, hey, dude, we should do the Live in La Vida local segment. But we're going to talk about Santo really quick because Santo is my favorite restaurant in town, probably.
Really?
I mean, it's a nice restaurant. Have you been?
No, man. I lived on Leland for 6 years.
Yeah. And
so we were always Maplehurst over to Green Hills and like those back roads. I dated a girl back in there for a while. And so that was like my stomp. And so I leave I'm going to East Nashville, then to Hendersonville. I'll come back recently. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, dude. You got to go to Santo. They got like, it's Mediterranean, but like good quality, high-end food. My buddy Andrew Fawaz owns it. Went to high school. You know Lauren Fawaz? You know the Fawazes?
I feel like I know that. I know
A Piece is another. I know how it's spelled.
No, it's
Fawaz.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got to be them.
Yeah.
It's got to be them.
They're all related.
Yeah. But we're going to do, all right, Live in La Vida local, because I always say if you're here for the flood, you're a local, and you were here well before the flood.
Oh, yeah.
It's time to pick your favorite place in Nashville.
Wow.
Whether it's a restaurante or somewhere you'd like to chill. Living La Vida Loco.
I thought you were just kind of making it up as you went.
I am.
Oh, that was good. That's
You know me.
great freestyle. I was
I
listening.
didn't even write papers.
No, I was listening to something, one of your podcasts. I've learned, I have to commend and laud your podcasting abilities because I don't listen to a lot of these things because they're not usually fun to listen to. And they're kind of like, who, even as interesting as it potentially could be, sometimes it's not entertaining. And I always learn something when I listen to yours. But
Shucks.
you slipped on you didn't slip. You might have just left it off and let people think that you were slipping on a rhyme that was so good about like putting water on your ramen. Common sense is not real common. And then you were like, oh, I'm totally messing up. And I was like, it's supposed to say bombing.
Ah,
Dang.
when was this?
I think it was Diplo.
Rom, I'm not.
It was like the intro to the
Okay,
Diplo one.
gotcha. Well, I was obviously bombing.
It was ironic that
Obviously bombing when I was talking about ramen and what me and bombing had in common.
There we go. But yeah,
Yeah.
I bet there's been some fun moments on the show. Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah.
I feel like this opening a door in anybody's life that decides to like, okay, I'm going to do a podcast now. It's a commitment that if you're going to do it and do it right, worthwhile doing, you got to really like lay into it and, do what you got here. You got a TV with a timer on it and
Yeah. Cameras, camera
internet,
guys.
and immediate recall. I feel like you're a guy that has an immense power of recall as far as like pop culture references, song lyrics, movie lines, things like that, restaurants, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
People we went to school with. Like that's an important part of like having that. Is that RAM or ROM? Whatever. One of them.
I'm gonna say RAM.
I would go with Ram.
RAM. Okay, it's onboard memory.
Rad ass memory.
Yeah. So you have good recall, but that that's a big part of it. But the other part is like, yeah, how far do you want to take this thing? How big is it going to be in your world?
To the moon. I think it's gonna be like, I don't know. I'm definitely dedicating to it. It's just as I think it can go just as far as my music can. And I think they go hand in hand together. Like this is a perfect outlet for me because I love hanging out and talking. I get to have my friends on here. I get to be in my studio and shit. I mean, I've said this before on the podcast. I would not have this podcast without quarantine.
Right.
So at first I started doing it out of boredom and maybe losing my mind a little bit.
Right. So having the outlet is equivalent to like your Tascam 4-track in the attic growing up, like
Yes.
I gotta record a song. I don't
Yeah.
know why.
Yeah, I feel like now that I have a production team, like the first however many episodes was just me in my room on Ableton talking and sending it. Now that I don't have to worry about all that and I got people to help me, it's taken all stress out of it. So I'm like pumped to podcast.
So it's the
again.
fun. I don't know. I think it's important to do it the way you did. It's not like somebody approaching a celebrity and saying, okay, we have a podcast suite that will be perfect. All you have to do is show up and do your show. It's like, it from the ground up. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's important in music too. Probably important in a lot of stuff. If you know how to do the stuff that the guy at the end of the line, I think everybody should have to do that.
Yes.
Nobody should be allowed to show up at a gig and be like, but I don't know how to tune it.
All right, you can't own a funeral home if you ain't Doug Graves.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got to get your hands dirty. So yeah, I liked the charm of knowing that we were in your house and that you were like looking out your window and seeing your dog or your garden grow.
Yeah.
I think that's the appeal to me of podcasts is the window on real life. And you can sniff it out when people are like in a kind of a artificial environment.
Yes.
This still has a vibe where we are.
Yeah,
right
I mean,
now.
I've spent as much time here as I have my house for sure. So it probably smells like me in here.
But it's a fun new chapter. I feel like for you and for a lot of people in this year, that just kind of like that can't be around people. So this is a good opportunity for them to listen in on you talking with your buddies because you have interesting buddies. That's
for sure. Yeah, that was my goal from the beginning was to just get interesting people on. And luckily I know quite a few interesting people, but as it grows, my asks will be able to, like, I don't know, people I might not be thinking of could hit me up and want to get on the podcast. That would be the goal.
Oh, dude, that's for sure. When we did a Risky Jam, that was kind of how it started. I was like, I was shooting for like getting the label heads to pop on Risky Jam and talk. It ended up being more about music, and we had some amazing guests that we'd never have on a normal Whiskey Jam, because you're like, hey, Brad Paisley, could you get on your phone for 15 minutes with me?
Right.
You know, no, like low impact.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good opportunity to get in with people that you didn't have access to before.
Yeah. You what's it like doing your Apple podcast? How often is that? What's the deal?
So this is a great opportunity on a podcast to clarify, and this is completely justifiable, because I, being immersed in music for nearly a decade, I mean more than a decade, I've been in Nashville since 2003, working professionally in music since that first or second year, had no idea until I started being really recruited by Apple that they had a radio platform, like on your phone at all times, live streaming radio. And it's not a podcast that is being played at a time like you're listening to Zane Lowe, Brooke Reese, broadcast from LA, or some of the people that they had over in London, Matt Wilkinson, like these is real radio. Interactive we're growing the interactive part, but I'm loving it. So anyway, the radio lives in your pocket. My stuff, I'm in the morning, an hour every morning. It's more focused on discovery.
It's every single morning?
Yeah.
That's fire.
Dude, it's amazing. Like, it's been so fun, because I guess it's good that we're kind of growing with the people. Like, as people's awareness grows, the audience is learning what we're doing. Because if it was like one day they flip the switch and it's like, boom, everybody knows exactly what you do, all eyes on you, I probably would have gotten nervous and cracked a little bit. So it was a great opportunity to grow, to kind of get comfortable behind a mic, to realize how much is too much, how I get to listen back to my replays and stuff and go, okay, that was cool, that was too much,
Yeah, I'm going through the same thing. Going back and listening. You
feel kind of like the cow drinking his own milk, but it's like, it's part of the process.
It's like watching game film.
Yeah, that's it. I'm watching tape, dude.
That's all it is, yeah.
Because please, other DJs, other radio hosts, don't listen to your own show, so I can get better. No, but I'm loving it, man. It's the platform we had with Whiskey Jam was a room with a 200 or 300 person capacity, and we had a huge social media following. But to be real, like, our social media following looks bigger than it actually is, because we are compiled of 3,000 plus guests would post a flyer and say, hey, y'all come see me Whiskey Jam, and say 20 people out of each of these people like, oh, what's this? I'll follow you. So we cobbled together this real patchwork of fans. And anyway, that said, like, we had our limited reach as far as when one of our artists was playing, or if we wanted to showcase their music, and always try to keep it really unbiased, not to say like, here's a Whiskey Jam's pick of the week or whatever. If something huge happened, or somebody got nominated for an award, or whatever, had a big achievement, I love to highlight them on our social media. But for the general purpose of just broadcasting great music, this has been the most perfect shift, because it gives me an hour every day to play brand new music from brand new artists, or cool new stuff from established acts, like the I don't know, like Old Dominion's Cat record, where they all meows. No. But no, like, it's been a segment in Nashville radio that I feel like gets a tiny part, like a song a day.
Yeah.
Is like, hey guys, this is a new kid in town. You might never heard of him. Anyway, keep your ear to the ground for so-and-so. It's like, dude, we deal with that. That is our currency. That is our... Nashville might be dealing with cash. We're dealing with Bitcoin, and it is it's just on a different level. And
but you're the perfect guy for it. Like, and they knew that,
right? And I really think I commend Apple on their focus on that. It wasn't, they do have Ty Bentley, who was like a syndicated major international radio host, but they saw his care and his passion about music and cultivating the scene in the community, and I know outside of him, it's mostly people who just like were involved in the music area. You know, Kelly Bannon is our lead anchor. And so she was an artist, a songwriter, also did a podcast, but it's like she cares about Nashville for different reasons. Like the reason I care about the artists we deal with, the songs we deal with, is for a different reason. It was never, I didn't go to school for a journalism or whatever broadcast degree.
Right.
I didn't have any tangible way to achieve a goal of being on the radio, which I always thought was cool in my mind. I was like, yeah, that's like totally logical. We hear the songs years before they're on the radio. Like I can show you video of Luke Combs singing Hurricane to 100 people and people going, that's cool. You know, and then I'll cut to him playing in the parking lot show a few years later to thousands. It's like we're on the leading edge, and by no fault of my own. You know, it's like you're saying, it's a stop along the way. It's a rite of passage. We're lucky enough to be in that position. Anyway, I knew this all along, and I was like, man, it'd be fun to like go to have an hour on radio. I remember the local stations around here were so important to me when I got to town because I could listen, and they had some shows like late at night where you could hear Next from Nashville or New from Music Row kind of stuff, and it's like, oh man, that's what I want to know. I want to know like not my competition, but like what's the next trend. You obviously here's the big pop stuff there about chasing, but that had kind of disappeared. And I was like, dude, we are dealing with that every single day, like stock and trade. I'm seeking these people out. These people are seeking me out. And so to overnight essentially magnify that little platform that we had from the stage in the dive bar to you couldn't have a bigger, more like the potential at Apple is bigger than anything I could have ever imagined. Yeah. You know,
that's a worldwide stage.
Yeah. So I skipped 1,000 steps, and I feel almost guilty sometimes for it because I know there are people that have worked their whole life to get in a broadcast position like that. But go back to Apple and their commitment to saying, hey, we don't care about the voice. You know, we don't care about the crisp delivery necessarily. Yeah. We care about the true connection to the heart of Nashville, this community, this soul that, and I live in analogies. I try to compare things so I can understand them better. And I hit on one pretty early on. If I was big into surfing and I had this surfing mecca of Australia, you know, like I wanted to be in Australia more than anything else, but for whatever reason, I couldn't go, you know, too young, too old, too family, too poor, whatever it might be, too successful. I couldn't go to Australia. So I always looked at it as like, man, that's just the coolest place. People do that about Nashville every day. And so that's true. Oh, dude, like around the world, and especially more now than ever. But if I could listen to a radio show about surfing in Australia, it'd be cool to hear it from the mouth of like Bodie or you know, like Bodie, tell me what it was like to ride the 50-year storm. Like the super surfers, that was total fictional Point Break reference, but like actual Australian superstars. I'm like, I like surfing. I don't know obscure surfing references anymore yet. Well, I had no Australian surfers anyway. Like, but in the Steve Irwin. In the absence of having Crocodile Dundee on the surfing show, talking about the waves he's ridden, I'm likening myself to the guy that works at the surf shop that all of those super surfers like have come up, like they saw. Yes. They're like, oh, there's Ward. He's been waxing boards since he was 12 years old. You know, look at this bloke. Never was quite good enough to ride him. No, but that's really, I mean, I think it's important because I've stayed. As the dude at on Forgetting Sarah Marshall, Paul Rudd's character. Yeah, you talk like you're from England. Yes, yeah. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just had ADD. That's that recall. Yeah. But no, like I think there's a really important role that I play there. That's likened to the surf shop boy. You know, that's a great analogy. I'm only saying this because I could see somebody looking at it and go, well, yeah, he's the surf boy. All he wishes he could be is the guy riding the waves. Like, man, I've seen it. I've seen from Stapleton. Thomas Rhett was 20 years old when he was playing Whiskey Jam the first time. Yeah. The guys that played in our first nights, like Chris Young, who was already well established. These are my good friends, and like I don't envy their careers. I don't wish I was them. I love that like I said, without having any sort of like plan or way to get to this place I am now, I've had a pretty nice path getting there.
I'd say so.
And you get to know people and you get to do it really genuinely. And there's no ulterior motives. I'm not out there like approaching labels saying, hey, really like to help out your artist if there's a position for me in A&R later on.
Right.
You know, that somebody recently came to my office and was like, man, what are you planning to do with all this? And I was like, oh, wow. I hadn't even thought about that. You know, and it's part of me sounds stupid or feels stupid saying that. But at the same time,
no, it started out, it just was a Monday night with the boys.
It's been so incredibly natural. I feel like if I was to twist it up into this future, like plotting and planning, and if I don't reach certain goals by certain days, like it would totally muddy the waters and take the magic out of it. Because, dude, like I am to the minutes before I came over here today, texting, emailing, Instagramming, DMing, whatever, like the newest kids in town. And it's like, it's kind of strange because it gets a little creepier the older I get. But no, I feel like I've stayed pretty young because I stay in that world and I'm not above it. I'm not beyond it. I'm completely connected to it, which I think works for both these new kids that I'm trying to appeal to. Like, hey, dude, I would love to have you come on the show, you know?
Yeah.
I like what you're doing.
I love that, dude, because that is, nobody else really shows love like that to, you got to like bloody your knuckles and nose and everything to get.
Oh, dude. And it's like we're saying,
maybe heard.
I run the sound. I take the pictures. I set the whole thing up. I mean, it's not a big production.
Is it at Apple Studios or is it?
Oh, like for Apple, yeah, that's a big production.
Yeah, I was about to say that's a whole.
No, so I was just meant for Whiskey Jam. Like I've been.
Oh, I got you. I was like, yo,
I did it all. No, Apple's is really incredible. They their studios over at Lehman Drug, which used to be an old pharmacy. Beautiful little place. Crazy story. So I was bartending at Tin Roof. 3 of my friends lived in that building, and we would occasionally like pop over there after work and have a cold pop. Have a
cold pop.
Yeah, have a cold pop on the rooftop.
Lived in Nashville since 2003. Just didn't. Hey, had a little fried chicken and cold pop.
Yeah, so we'd hop over there after work every now and then. Anyway, I went through all this kind of recruitment and developing the system with Apple, what we were going to be doing, and I show up at the studio, or they gave me the address, and I was like, you got to be kidding me! And they had taken this old drug store. Yeah, that's it, with the checkerboard.
Oh, wow. Dude, yeah, so that's Apple's place. I've been to a showcase up there. That room is a vibe.
It's insane. And so the studio is upstairs now.
So now Apple owns that place, because when I went there a couple years ago, it was like a coffee shop downstairs.
Yeah. So the control room right there is the kitchen where like my friends that was where we'd get the cold pops out of.
Wow.
And so I went there the first time. I was like, you will not believe where I am. And this is still like way before the confidentiality, or before we could tell anybody anything. I was like, I'm at your old apartment, and it's totally something that you wouldn't even believe. And when I was able to tell them, it was like, anyway, full circle moment. But
wow,
state of the art, obviously, always on, always incredible. And we've all been kind of remotely doing things. I record some of the stuff that we do at my producer's studio at his house. Everybody has their little home rigs in the case that, like me, I got COVID at Halloween. And I was like, crap, what do I do? I mean, that was selfishly my thought. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to miss my shows. But luckily I was able to kind of do it remotely and pull off the illusion. Man, but I don't feel bad because it's happened across the board, like little by little, you know, everybody as strong as they've been and kept their guards up. I feel like more people than not have been like, dang, I got it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think
we ran into it. Yeah. I had it a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Probably
really?
5 weeks ago. Yeah. Right when we were supposed to start recording.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
And it hit, oh yeah. You were actually probably one of the ones who got moved, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because otherwise I'd be playing golf today. It's 67 degrees outside. So I
was trying to get dressed for today. My wife got me a bunch of nice new pants for Christmas, and I was like,
I'm wearing shorts today.
Pants time.
I wore pants. What is it? Let's see what it is outside today. It's 66 degrees right now in Nashville, bro.
I mean, I know we can do after this.
Let's get Top Golf at least.
Or that whatever rooftop you're talking about. Oh, I think I skipped the whole.
Oh, and Green Hill. Oh, yeah, dude, we did. Hey, you want to talk about two ADD guys? We were doing Live and La Vida Local. What's your favorite place in Nashville?
I was gonna come back to it.
30 minutes ago. just jumped
Got
in-
distracted, but we're back, bitch.
Jumped in a Super Mario pipe and came out.
In the ditch, Live in La Vida Local, acapella vocals.
Oh man, favorite places in Nashville.
Yeah. Favorite restaurant to eat at? Where's your date night of choice in Nashville, Tennessee?
It's totally sad. I'm not sad at all. I talked about it earlier. Amerigo is close to my heart. My first
Oh yeah, why
my
not?
first job, fantastic restaurant. They've got they've been there forever. And
Amerigo over Carrabba's.
oh yeah,
Is it hands down?
yeah, for sure. I think for me, like we had all our kids. We had all four of my kids at St. Thomas, which is now Baptist Midtown,
Yeah.
and we made a point of it to never eat hospital food. You know,
Yeah,
even when we
yeah.
had our first kid, and we were like, "How are we gonna pay for this kid?" We're like, "I don't. Let's remember this moment." So it
Yeah.
was going down to Elliston Place Soda Shop,
Yes.
Ted's Montana Grill. We'd always get a burger
Yes.
there, and then Amerigo was always on the list. And after 3 meals, they usually kicked us out of the hospital. Like, you guys are living here.
Yeah.
So it is. It's a nice little nostalgia. We go and have fancy family meals there. My parents and sister live in town as well. So yeah, that's my favorite restaurant.
That's great.
Sentimentally,
That's making me really hungry right now.
man, I'm bad about that. From your perspective, and it's gotten worse, so much worse over the years. Driving around hungry in Nashville is one of the worst. It's
Oh,
like,
bro, look at me. We saw what I looked like 4 years ago before they built all these restaurants.
dude, you've been on. You know what the road's like. I was out with Billy Carrington for a couple years, David Nail for a couple years.
Let it rain.
Oh yeah, during the glory days. But you go to these different towns, and it was one of my least favorite things at the same time was like, we're in Portland, Oregon.
Yes, bro.
What do you want to eat?
I'm having a cheeseburger and a craft beer like for
You're like,
sure.
You can eat whatever you want. Welcome to Spokane, Washington. What ocean fresh shellfish
Yes.
or catch would you like? And you're like, I would go and I'm like shivering now, getting that anxiety of what do you pick? You one
Yeah.
meal and that's it to remember. And I'd end up going to like Subway.
Oh man, I took advantage of because
Oh,
we
we
pull
ate-
up playing those theater shows.
Yeah.
So you're right downtown pretty much at most of them. I get off the bus in the morning, I'd like walk to go get coffee somewhere.
Yeah.
Come back to the bus, smoke a little, finish my coffee, and then I'm like, okay, lunchtime. And then I'm a foodie when I'm in towns, bro. Like I want to go eat the most ridiculous
When
food.
we were out with David Nail in particular, diners drive through and dives
Diner
Triple D.
dash, dinosaurs drive throughs, dash stores, diners drive through and dashes.
Guy Fieri's initial claim to fame, Triple D, was a big deal, and I would just look up what city we were in. Hey, we're in San Jose. What place are we supposed to go?
Yes.
Sometimes we'd end up at these like ridiculous food trucks 45 minutes out of San Jose, and David Nail is not the kind of guy who you want to like drag along for that ride. So he would
Right.
get there and, you got to be kidding me, man. But I'd had a great I knew where the best pizza. I had like my favorite pizza spots in America.
Oh man, I think I'm having. Yeah, dude, I'm having withdrawals from a good like homemade pizza.
It was like a venue challenge when you'd go to these different places. Diners, drive-throughs, and dives.
Oh,
near
Athens.
Nashville.
Athens is
Oh yeah, it was on it. Athens was on there.
Arnold's. Arnold's is a classic.
We need to send more people to Arnold's. They're having trouble filling the dining room.
Oh yeah,
Right
we
now.
gotta send. Yeah, hey, Arnold's, get you a meat and 3, dude. Fried chicken, turnip greens, fried okra. God, I don't know what. I think I'm going to Suprika tonight though. Have you been to
I hadn't been
Suprika?
there.
It's a good one.
Have you been?
Yeah, I like it.
Dude, steak fajitas and it comes with like a garlic butter dipping sauce.
Oh dang.
Oh yeah, dude. Last time I went there, I went home and slapped my grandmother so hard.
Had to.
Yeah, dude. Her earrings ended up in the yard. I saw her so hard.
It was getting clip-ons. At
Yeah,
least.
yeah,
It didn't tear anything.
The clip on their shoulder pads went shooting out sideways. Let's do another segment. Do we have another segment we could do?
Yeah, we can end on this. Let's do. Let's play Redneck or Nah.
I got tatted, dude, and it hurts right now.
Uh-oh.
Healing.
Sharp, though.
It's nice and sharp.
'Tis a boat.
It's a boat.
So Redneck or Nah is a segment where we watch something and we decide Redneck or Nah.
Okay.
So here's the first one.
If that ain't simple.
Mm-hmm.
Get out of here, Colby. Oh, I know this video. Yo, this man, I've been very drunk a lot of times. I've never been, and I've been a klutz. Never been this bad. First of all, shut up. Okay? You're making more noise than fucking 13-year-old Thor over here.
This is gonna be tough for just the listeners who are watching this, but sorry.
Looks like he's assembling a table.
Yeah. I'm fixing it. His feet sliding in beer.
You're fucking flinging it everywhere.
She's making more noise than Colby.
No, put it on the ground and get the fuck out.
Wow.
Yeah, I fucking can. Put it on the ground and fucking leave. We don't need you fucking dumbass here. Get the fuck out of here. Get out.
Oh, he said, oh. Dude, that's not redneck.
He put his hands in his pockets. I feel like I've been there. There's those times in your life where you just don't remember what you did and you feel horrible about it.
Yes.
So he's not like he's not a putting holes in the drywall kind of guy. He's like I was really trying to fix the table. I just broke
but he's
it.
made such a mess. Dude's like a clumsy dog, dude, that just came in and destroyed the whole kitchen.
Paw's
Yeah.
too big for him.
Look
Hasn't
how-
grown into him yet.
Can you zoom in on his face?
No, I can't.
Don't worry about it. You can imagine what it would look like, dude. Looks like a thumb with hair.
Yeah, I say no. Colby, I want
to give Colby a hug, though.
I bet he'd be fun for like the first 4 beers.
Yeah, like maybe don't eat that corner of a Xanax before you go to your friend's house and start
Fix
drinking.
I love that he asks her straight up too, like, can you fix it? Can you? 'Cause
Yeah.
I will
can
right
you?
now.
Yeah, dude, and he's got the double pockets, bro. Don't give a fuck.
Put your hands away and go home.
Yeah. Oh God, not redneck, but he definitely is winning so far dumbass of the week. But Colby needs a hug and a water.
All right, how about this?
Cousin fucking tarnation, Alabama Betty Crocker.
That's good.
That's redneck.
I think that's like half redneck and half just like you're rich
Insane.
in Mississippi. Because
Mississippi Rich.
yeah, because like
That's a
that
good title.
you see
Ooh,
all right.
nice. There you go.
that's an expensive thing to go ramping. And he had
Yeah,
on,
you're right. And they're on a lot of land.
He had on shorts that look like me right now, but he had like shorts and it looked like he was home from Ole Miss for the summer, ramping a $20,000 gator
Yeah.
and about wrecked the thing into the cornfield.
Probably did. I mean, his knees are destroyed. Will you play that one more time?
Mhm.
His knees, like,
Cousin fucking tarnation, Alabama
oh,
Betty
he's got
Crocker.
Sperry's on, dude.
Yeah, dude. That is somebody is in big trouble.
Oh no, I'm willing to bet that that's a friend of the son of the owner of that vehicle.
Have you ever done anything like
He's
that
that
crazy
friend.
with that level of machinery?
Cars.
But like, I feel like cars, we feel a responsibility to not wreck them because our like licenses. I'm talking about like a 4-wheeler or a jet ski or something where you're just like, wow, look at this massive motor apparatus. I'm gonna
No, I haven't. I've never broken a limb. I've driven my truck backwards through the Taco Bell drive-thru and ended up ripping my bumper off as I pulled away.
just because you wanted the person in the passenger seat to receive the
I was
order?
by myself.
Oh god,
I was by myself.
they build them that way.
I don't know, dude. I just thought I thought it would be funny to the person that had to like deal with me when I pulled up backwards. They'd just be a little thrown off, and it worked fine. I got my food, and they got their laugh, and then I just cut too soon, and my bumper caught those little yellow concrete things. My bumper caught that, and it just ripped the bumper off.
Oh, those
of
should
my
just be
truck.
called bumper ruiners.
Dude, well,
like
that's what I did. And then I drove and pulled back into my dorm and with no bumper.
But did you have the Taco Bell?
Yeah.
How disappointed were you when Taco Bell West End went away?
Hurt.
That was a bad one.
But there's one in 100 Oaks.
Yeah, that West End was special though. It was like, I mean,
Green Hills Crystal hurt.
yeah, man.
That hurt. It's always good to just be able to go get a little diarrhea whenever you want.
And man,
Now I got to go across town to score some diarrhea.
and I'm by no means making light of the situation, but we're coming out of the Christmas explosion downtown, and I mean, seriously, one of my first 3 thoughts after it was like, it appeared that it was like not a casualty situation.
Yeah,
was damn that Taco Bell. They hadn't even opened it yet. They were supposed to open in the next few days.
that was right there, wasn't
Taco
it?
Bell Cantina. It was right there.
Oh man,
It's out of commission.
somebody must have ate their Doritos tacos.
It got loco.
Sorry, dude. I'm a diarrhea joke.
You see the
They really blew up down Second Avenue. It's like what? It wasn't the RV after all. The guy actually was out with his friends and ended up. He's like, "Hey, I got the keys to the Taco Bell. Let's go have a late night."
Mexi melts.
Yeah.
Should just go to Otters, man.
No shit out. There were no casualties.
Ernest saves Christmas. Hey, dude, don't go to Taco Bell. Go to Otters.
Yeah, man. All right, we
Mr.
got
Opportune.
we got one more video
One more,
for
yeah.
Redneck or not. That dude gets redneck like frat neck.
Buddy.
Looks like an ordinary golf
That
club, but
does
simply unscrew the top and find the hole.
3 times as thick. It looks just like a golf club.
No way.
I don't believe that guy's able to piss, first of all. I would like to start by saying, how about if you're going to try to get me to buy your product, have a realistic guy taking a piss. That guy has to take 42 minutes to take a piss. There's no way he's whipping out on the golf course. If anything, he dribbles while he's driving. He hits a bump and pisses a little bit. He can't. And aim?
Time to put your club to good use.
You know, it's like if he is pissing, it's like through a screen door.
He looks like an older fella. I'd say 70s. And you know, like the opening to that thing, whether it is, looks like a baseball bat. That right there, that's pretty good sized. Yeah. I was afraid
I love the towel, dude. I don't know why, dude. I've just pissed so many times on a golf course. Like, you don't need. I'm not about to.
That's the thing.
Carry around my piss in my bag.
The guy that's afraid to go over to the bushes is not going to put a towel over his lap and stand at the tee box and put his wiener in a
and hope
piece
the
of
cart
plastic.
girl doesn't drive up. Like shaking under the towel, cart girl drives up. It's not a good look.
No more. Oh yeah.
Redneck or not?
There's a redneck element to it for sure. You know, like the redneck architecture. A redneck invented that.
Yes, for sure. It's hard to tell because the guy is definitely not a redneck. He's looks like a
Somebody with a small dick invented that too, because they're like, okay, that's the last time I'm getting seen piss in public. Like,
oh man,
yeah,
no more Snapple bottles.
yeah, dude. I'm just a big believer in. It used to be in high school. Now, you know, save fish, and my wife would kill me for throwing bottles out the window. But baseball, bus rides, dude, pissing in a Gatorade bottle, boom, bridge, see ya, dude.
Here's a great story that happened just the other day. We live out in Hendersonville with 4 kids. We're driving back and forth between Brentwood and whatever, seeing family, and inevitably, like if one has to go, they all have to go, and it's
Yeah,
like
right.
it's contagious.
That's good though. It's better than
Having to
separate
stop
stops.
4 times.
Yeah, right.
And so we keep a little toilet in the car, like a little potty, and has a little bag and whatever. It's
Useful.
real easy, and you just go throw the bag away. We were we were parked like back behind some shopping center, and all 4 kids had just a bag full of pee. I'm like, man, I really don't want to burden somebody at a store with this. I don't want to like toss this in the normal receptacle. And it was like a big grassy area with a couple of trees here and there. I was like, man, it'll drain out and like somebody will come by. But it was just the right choice to make was just toss it in the tall grass. And so I just gave it a good sling.
And it broke.
It hangs up in the tallest part of the nearest tree.
I bet it kind of felt good though,
It was
because you're like,
incredible.
it felt like some
It was
prank
a 1 in a
shit.
million shot. Like
Yeah.
it immediately reminded me. In college, we were going back to the dorm one time. We'd been playing baseball, and I had my glove and the automatic door was shutting from like really far away. I just slung my glove like Ninja Star style. And it goes and stuck in the door like it caught the glove.
Oh, you got to feel
everybody that saw was just like, whoa! It was the 1 in a million shot. And so this was, the only person I could tell because I didn't want my kids thinking it was like a cool thing to do to throw bags of pee in trees.
Right.
But my wife was like, you didn't. Man, what a shot.
Yeah, but and that's why you married her.
Yeah. Oh, you did. Well,
That was a good shot.
Does look pretty incredible. So, if anybody lives out in Hendersonville and sees that little yellow flag flying, it's not the Masters.
That is so funny. Yo, I will end the podcast on that story for sure.
Oh,
You bagged, pissed, tossing son of a bitch.
let's go crack the clubs and pee down our putters.
Yeah, dude. I'm gonna pee up my driver.
Tee it up and pee it up.
To each his own. All right, this is Just Being Earnest. Ward, thanks, bub.
Adios, everybody.
T's and P's.
T's and P's for the B's and G's.
Just being earnest. Just being earnest. Just being earnest. Just being